Welcome to the Ultimate Battle Plan Beginner's Guide. Now, first of all, before we get into the plan, why should you trust me? Well, as you can see, I am Titan 3, which is the highest rank in the game. Don't mind the losses, I was just trying things out. And I have 3 exams next week, and I should really be studying for them, but I've been playing BattlePlan instead. As you can see, I'm the second place on the leaderboard right now, which means that I've been playing a lot instead of studying. So obviously, I've been playing this game a lot, and I'm wearing a suit. Doesn't get more trustworthy than that. So let's get right into it. When you first start the game, you get to select the difficulty. You can pick between easy, medium, and hard. The difficulty affects the level of opponents that you will face. So easy, you will face easier opponents. Medium, you will face medium opponents, and hard, you will face really difficult opponents. And each difficulty also comes with its own reward multiplier. So easy gives you 4 times the rewards, medium gives you 10 times the rewards, and hard gives you 20 times the rewards. Now I'm going to pick hard because I'm so good at the game, so I think I can manage it. So when you select the difficulty, you will get this timer up here, which shows you the amount of time you have left to finish the game, and it's always a lot of time, so don't worry about that. Then, when you start the game, let's enter full screen mode. The first thing you will do is to draft your first brawler. Currently in the game, there are 9 possible brawlers that you can choose from, but there will be more added in the future, so I'm not sure when you're watching this. You get 3 selected at random. Each brawler has its own stats, so as you can see here, Arrow here has 135 health, 36 power, 55 speed, and 32 armor. Bones has a bit more health, a little less speed, and a bit less armor as well. And as you can see, all of the stats are a bit different. Each brawler also has an attribute skill, which comes from one of the traits on the actual NFT. Each brawler also comes with an attribute skill. Arrow here has the unique skill of Resurrection. So if you want to use Resurrection, you need to pick a brawler with that attribute skill. Or if you want to use the Dowser attribute skill, you would have to pick Bones. Or if you want to use Carapace, you would have to pick Cobb. I'm going to go with Cobb. You also have to select a loadout. Now your loadout should fit the brawler that you pick. There's a lot of different loadouts, and you get a few here randomly each day that you can play with. This is only the alpha game, but when the full game is released, you will collect these loadouts as NFTs and create them by yourself. But now you're given them for free from Pixelvault to try out the game. Each loadout boosts the stat in a different way on your brawler. As you can see, the HP, power, and armor are all changing depending on which loadout I select. In addition to this, it also comes with a bunch of skills, and this is the most important part of the entire game. So let's, for example, pick Schemer here. We get the base skill. This is the most important skill of your loadout. The base skill is a skill that your brawler starts with, and you can't unequip it. You have to use the skill at all times. And the skills are basically attacks or abilities. In addition to the base skill, you also get a few other skills which are shown down here, and you can hover over them to read all about what each one of them does. So each loadout has a different set of skills down here and a different base skill, but some of them share skills. So as you can see, Pyrotherapy is in the medic class, but also in the Pyro loadout you can also find Pyrotherapy. So there are some shared skills between the loadouts, but each loadout comes with its own set of skills. Now let's go over a very important detail here on the skills. The range right here is the skill's maximum targeting distance measured in grid units. So the game is played on grids, and the range decides where your brawler will be standing when they use the ability. So for example, here we see Surge Strike. This has range 1. This means that it can only activate when it has a target within 1 grid. We can look at Airstrike here, for example, which has a range of 5. This means that it can only target an opponent when it is 5 grids away. Sometimes you will see your brawlers run away from your opponent into the Ring of Death, and the reason for that is because they want to get to their range. So pick a lower range if you have that problem. The Ring of Death is on each side of the battlefield, and it starts moving towards the middle when the game gets too long. When you're in the Ring of Death, your brawlers will take a lot of damage quickly. It exists to keep the games from going on forever. You can use it to your advantage and push your opponent's brawlers into it before your own get into there, or build really tanky builds that survive longer in the Ring of Death than your opponents. Now let's look at some of the features of some of their skills. For example, we have Ambush here. Deal 30 damage to all enemies and silence them for 2 seconds. We can see that this has an infinite range, so it can be used anywhere your brawler is standing. The little clock means that it has a cooldown of 8 seconds before the brawler can use this skill again. As we can see, the damage is determined down here, the little text. 15 plus 25%, and then it's a lightning symbol. And this lightning symbol corresponds to our power that our brawler has. So this means that the damage is 15 plus 25% of our power. Currently our power is 62, so that would mean about 15 more power, which adds up to 30 damage, just like the skill says. Silencing your enemies means that they can't use any of their skills. So if you silence them for 2 seconds, that means that your enemies, none of them can use their skills for 2 seconds. Or all of them that are silenced, which in this case is all of them. Let's look at another one, Discipline. Sacrifice 30 health, which is your max health, but you're going to be able to regenerate it, but you're going to pay 30 health, take 30 damage from each ally in range, and the range is 2, so each ally on 2 grids apart from this brawler will get 30 health removed from them. Then they will get 18 power up. What does power up mean? Power up boosts your power temporarily, so it will gain 18 power up, which will slowly decline over time. And here we have Speed Trap. This deals damage also according to the power, and also applies 3 speed down, which lowers the speed on your enemies for a certain amount of time, and then it slowly wears off. Let's look at Healing Burst. This one heals your allies, so maybe you could use this for healing some of your brawlers when they get damaged. Okay, let's have a look at Pyro class, because this one is a bit confusing. Pyrotherapy, for example. Heal 40 health to the caster and all nearby allies within 2 grids, but apply 2 burning to them. So first of all, what is burning? Burning is a damage counter. If your character has burning, they will take the amount of burning in damage every second or so. Burning also wears out, so after a while they will stop burning. But each second or so, I'm not sure exactly how often they take burning damage, but they will start taking burning damage according to the amount of burning that they have on them. Also down here, we can see the heal is equal to 20 plus 3 burning plus 30% of power. What this means is that, of course, we have 20 healing plus 30% of the power. We know that. But 3 burning, that means 3 times the amount of burning symbols on the target. So this means if your ally has a lot of burning on them, this will heal 3 times the amount of burning tokens in addition to 20 and 30% of your power. Hope that makes sense. We also have something called Shield. Activate the defensive barrier system that applies 40 shield to the caster. And as we can see, shield is in this case is determined by the power and a base amount of 30. Now shield is like an additional health bar. You get an additional health bar that's blue, this is your shield. And the shield will wear down as you take damage, and once that wears down you will start taking damage on your health. Now let's also take a look at these. Max health, that's obviously just your health on your character. Power, as we have seen, the power boosts certain skills that has that symbol. The speed determines how fast your character moves on the grid when they run forward and backward. But it also has an additional effect of reducing the skill cooldown. For each 10 points of speed that you get before over 100 will reduce your skill cooldown by 10%, and it caps out at a 50% skill cooldown. If we have a look at Bones, we can see that he starts with 95 speed, which means he is below the threshold of 100, which just means no skill cooldown at all, and this guy actually has a negative skill cooldown, or in this case it says +5, which means that it's a 5% longer cooldown on each of his skills. So you can upgrade your speed to decrease the cooldown if you want to. Then we also have armor, which reduces any incoming damage by a certain percentage. Okay, once you have selected your loadout brawler, you can click confirm and start the game. When your brawler has spawned in, you can actually move it around. If you click and grab, you can place it anywhere between all of these 6 spots, these 6 grids, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. This might be important considering the range on your skills. If the range is lower than your brawler is put, it will move forward until it can use the skill. And if the range is too low, it will move backwards until it can use its skill. So the positioning can be very useful to keep in mind. When you start off, you get 10 action points. These are your coins in the game. If you lose a round, you get 10 more action points for the next round, and if you win, you get 11. As you can see, we start off with the base skill Absorption, which is the base skill for Medic. Right now, we can either pick to level up or shuffle our skills. Let's shuffle. After we pay 1 action point to shuffle skills, 3 new skills show up in the shop. I don't want any of these skills, so I'm going to shuffle again. Here we go, we got Carapace. This is our attribute skill because we picked Cov. Let's purchase that for 3 action points. Now, let's shuffle again because I don't want any of these skills. Here we go. We got Pyromania. Let's buy that. Right now we have Carapace, which means that when the brawler receives any damage, we will deal 5 damage to the last attacker. And also have Pyromania, which means that we apply 1 burning whenever the brawler deals any damage. So when we take damage, we attack back, and then we apply burning to them, which seems really good. This should be a lot of damage. I press battle. It shows me the amount of lives I have left and the amount of wins. You start with 5 lives, and they can only go down when you lose a game. The maximum amount of wins that you can get is 15, so let's try to hit that. The matchmaking will find an opponent, depending on your rank and which difficulty you selected in the beginning. When you find an opponent, your brawlers will start to battle. This is a simulated battle and there's nothing you can do at this point. You just have to watch and see if your brawler wins with its current loadout. You can press the pause button to pause the battle to see what's going on. check at the burning stats. So as we can see here, the burning means that it takes damage every half a second. Let's play again. As you can see, we won. So that's good. We didn't lose a life and we got 1 trophy, moving towards that 15. We also got 11 more action points and some rewards. If you collect 3 of the same skill, you can upgrade it. Let's see if we can do that. Here we go. I just got 2 more absorptions in my shop. As you can see, now it shines up and I can buy another one to make it 1 star, and now the stats are increased. So now it's just a better, improved version of the skill. You can also get a 2-star skill if you somehow manage to get 3 1-star skills. This means getting 9 base skills and putting them together, and you just have to buy them and they are automatically combined. As you can see down here, this is my inventory. Skills that I'm not currently using are put in my inventory, and I can decide to choose different skills that I have already bought and have in my inventory. When you battle, you can also fast forward the battle to speed it up, or you could press the skip button to skip the battle entirely and just move to the end and see who won. To get our next brawler, we will have to pay 15 AP, which we don't have. Each round it decreases by 5 AP, so next round this will cost 10 AP. Let's shuffle and see if we can get some more skills. There we go, we can upgrade Carapace again. Now we have 2 1-star skills. Let's shuffle again. Okay, now let's try the level up button. It costs 3 AP, and when I press it, I get to choose from 2 randomly selected base stats to increase. So either I can increase my power by 6 or my health by 27. I'm going to pick the health. Let's level up 1 more time. You can do it a maximum of 9 times to get the total character level to level 10. Let's pick max health again. Nice, we won another battle. Now I can afford to buy my next brawler, but I'm going to wait 2 more rounds when it becomes free. Let's upgrade again. This time let's pick armor. When I boost armor, I also boost my Carapace damage, as this uses 10% of my armor stat. Now it only costs 5, and as you can see, next round it will be free. As you can see, I'm trying to collect for a 2-star Carapace, so I'm buying them whenever I see them and putting them in my inventory. Now we can upgrade it again, but instead of doing that, because it's not gonna be useful for me in my inventory, I'm going to level up with my last 3 AP instead. Let's pick speed. As we can see, my skill cooldown is now decreased by 10%, which means that absorption now only takes 1.8 seconds before I can use it again. Both of these abilities are passive, so they are not affected by the speed decrease. There we go, 5 wins in a row. Now, as you can see, we can get our second brawler. Now, this is going to be an advanced strategy here. When we decide to pick our second brawler, we're also going to open up 3 more skill shops right below it. Now, in total, when you press shuffle skills, you can only shuffle 5 skill slots in total. This means that if we fill all 3 here, we might only get 2 new skills in the shop down here under our cove when we press shuffle skill. And I would like to increase my odds of getting 3 more Carapaces so I can get a 2-star. So because of this, I'm not going to pick my second brawler yet, even though I recommend beginners to do this as soon as possible when it becomes free. But right now, we're trying to go for the 3-star Carapace, so to increase my odds of doing that, we're not going to pick the second brawler to make sure that we always get 3 new skills in the shop for Cov when we press shuffle skills. Now we can upgrade Pyromania to 2-star, so as you can see, it now applies 2 burning instead of 1. Much better. Let's level up again and pick armor, because that boosts my Carapace. Now, we will probably start seeing a lot more opponents with 2 brawlers, as it just became free in the shop for everyone, because you're always facing someone who is on the same round as you. Let's see if we can still survive with our 1 Cov against these 2 brawlers. And yes, we can, but it was a close one. Let's keep trying to go for the 2-star Carapace. I didn't get it, so I'm going to start spending more to upgrade my character. This time we will probably lose, because we're also facing a Cov, and he has the extra healing to keep it safe. So that takes our first loss. But it's fine, because we have 4 more lives before we're out of the game. There is 1 more Carapace, now only need 2 more. Let's upgrade again. It looks like we're about to lose 1 more game. Let's skip it. Yes, we lost. Since we're losing so much, I think it's time we bring in our second brawler. For my second brawler, I'm going to pick Noxious, because he has a high power. Because I want to combine it with Lotus, which has the Haymaker, which gets boosted a lot by the power stat. And his base skill also has a range of 2, which means that I can put him behind Cove and it will work out nicely. Although Cove's base skill has 4 range, So this means that Cove will probably run back when this guy runs forward when the battle starts. But let's see what happens. First, let's shuffle skills again. And as you can see, we got 5 new skills, but this one is empty under Cove. This is the reason to why I didn't draft my second brawler when I had the chance, because I wanted to increase my odds of getting more carapace. Now let's buy the haymaker that we were trying to get from our loadout. And let's shuffle again. Here we go, we got our 2 more carapaces that we were looking for. Instead of using the haymaker, I would like to buy both of these, but I only have 5 AP. Fortunately, you can sell a skill, so let's sell the haymaker that we just bought to get 1 extra coin back. So we can buy the last carapace that we need to create our 2-star. And now let's go into battle. Our opponent also has a 2-star skill called Shock. This seems very terrifying, let's see what happens. And as we can see, our character did indeed switch places due to the range being different on their base skills. Still lost even though we got a 2-star carapace. Now we definitely need to get some skills on our second brawler. So let's try shuffling until we get 2 haymakers. There we go. Now we can battle. Wow, we're going on a big lose streak. We only have 1 life left before we're out of the game. Luckily for us, we can draft our 3rd brawler right now. For my 3rd brawler, I'm going to pick a lone and a schemer. This is so I can use the strategist and ambush to silence my enemies to stop them from using their abilities, which means that I should be able to survive longer and put more burning on them. Since the airstrike ability has such a long range, 5, let's put lone all the way back here. And let's move Cove and Noxious forward. Now let's see if we can get some silence abilities for our lone. There we go, we got strategies. Let's buy it. Okay, I only have 3 AP left, I can shuffle and then buy a new skill. So instead, I'm just going to upgrade. Let's upgrade our Cove. And I guess let's increase the speed. Now if we lose, then we're out. But it's fine, because we still got 6 wins and that's really good. And it seems like we're out. As you can see, we just lost our final life, which means that it's game over. We still got 6 wins, which means that it was a good game. And we still get home a bunch of rewards. Let's look at the game summary. Here you can see who you faced and when you started losing. So as you can see, we lost 5 games in a row here, but we won 6 in the beginning. So maybe there was something that we did wrong before round 7. Maybe we should have brought that second brawler in earlier. Anyway, let's take our winnings and maybe play a new game. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video, hope you learned a few things. Let's go over a few basic strategies as well. In the beginning, it seems like it's very good to either go for a very tanky build, a tanky brawler. If you're struggling to win your first couple of matches, I would suggest going for a very tanky brawler that has a bunch of health, armor and shield, or you could go all in on damage and try to deal as much damage as possible in the early round. That should make you survive long enough to pick up your second brawler, and your second brawler should add support to your first brawler. It could either be even more damage or some sort of healing. There's all tons of interesting combos that you could do with different brawlers and different skills, and your third brawler should also complement the first 2 that you got. So I hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something, and I'll see you in my next video.